Will you please stand for the pledge? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So, good evening, and welcome to the meeting of the Town of Plattsburgh Planning Board, August 18th, 2026. There are 3 items on the agenda this evening, but first we'd like to have Michelle call the roll.
Tim Palmer is excused, Terry Semical is excused, Debbie Blake,
Here?
James Sherman,
Here.
Sarah Kay,
Here.
Joseph Krupka.
Here.
And just so everyone knows, the meeting is being recorded, and both audio and video. So, does anybody know what's recorded? You guys. Okay, we have 4 permanent members tonight, so we do have a quorum, so we can conduct business. And we would like to ask that if anybody on the board has any conflicts of interest for the 3 items this evening, that they accuse themselves. So, this evening, we're going to start with item number 1, Michael Bird Site Plan 2025. This is a request to construct phase 2 of the parking expansion of approximately 6.1 acres of parking for the storage of small buses with related site improvements. It's located on Banker Road with public water and public sewer, zoned IP, tax map parcel number 205.-4-13 and 2, and 205.-2-5.2. The owner, applicant is Valiant Real Estate USA. The engineer is RMS. Secret determination and details preliminary plan review. So,
I can handle that one.
that's, Trevor didn't say it's you, but I believe it is.
Thank you, Ms. Chairman. Oh, wait, it was. Got the Ms. We're gonna we didn't put any images on this. We prepared a resolution for the board to consider tonight to table the action simply because we don't feel there's enough information to complete the State Environmental Quality Review Act process. This project involves the disturbance and mitigation of wetlands. I've been in contact with the DEC. They have not, well, one, we didn't get a lead agency consent letter back from them for one, although they said they would send us one and they would consent to us being lead agent. But the more important thing is there was a long list of items from the mitigation plan that the project had to respond to. They haven't responded to those yet. The DEC hasn't reviewed them and they haven't issued any formal comment or permit. Therefore, we really don't think you folks have enough information to act on whether or not there's any environmental impacts. Therefore, we've recommended it be tabled tonight.
So there's no public hearing, although there was one.
We posted for one?
So we can still open it again.
You want to open it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we will open a public hearing. Is there anybody to be heard for this project? Hearing no one, I'll close the public hearing. Want to review the seeker? No, there isn't any.
Nope.
And so, any discussion from the board?
No.
No. Okay, so I'm going to ask for a motion to accept the resolution 2644 to table.
Motion and waive the reading of the.
Joe Krupka?
Second.
Second, Sarah. Okay,
Debbie Blake,
yes.
James Sherman,
Yes.
Sarah Kay,
Yes.
Joseph Krupka.
Yes.
Okay. Onward and upward. Item number 2,
That's
Hoffman Towing Site Plan 2026.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone
Yeah.
first.
You can go right ahead.
Item number 3, Joe Krupka's going to.
Yeah, my iPhone, I didn't see it on the side.
Okay, I'll go back. Item number 2, Hoffman Towing Site Plan 2026. A request to construct a 2+ acre fenced-in contractor's storage yard for storing towed vehicles. and a 5,100 square foot commercial building to be used as an office space and an automobile repair facility. It's located on New York Road with public water and public sewer, zoned A2, tax map parcel number 233.-5-86. The owner applicant is Douglas Hoffman. The engineer is AES Northeast. Seeker determination and detailed preliminary plan review. So, are you, Jess, would you present this, please?
Yes, so you saw this, their sketch about 2 months ago. They did submit for July, but because of strange timing with deadlines with the county planning board, they have to wait till this month, but they did submit everything they needed. So this is the corner of Arizona and New York, out of the formal base. Vacant lot. There are some wetlands nearby, but not any identified on the actual subject property. This is a couple of the layouts that has changed slightly from sketch. Does include the truck turning plan as well, which we'd asked for. And then I know you all were interested in the landscaping and the fence materials, so it's kinda hard to see, but each one of these is a tree, each one of these. And then there's landscaping in the stormwater area as well. The only thing I asked for in the comments was, a clearer sheet for phase 1, phase 2 for detailed plan, just so we have that clearly identified of which part. So we can close out an as-built with one and then have another as-built for the other. And then a rough timeline for each phase if possible, and, a rough idea rendering of what the proposed building will look like for phase 2, if that's still the plan. And then just so everyone knows, it did get referred to the county planning board, they did not have a quorum, so they could not act, which allows you to act on the project regardless of their decision.
Jess and I were looking at the plan just before the last project, and the comment about when we were talking in the pre-meeting about slats versus other things, is we saw that it's spec'd as the vinyl coated fabric, the panels that go on. So it's like almost, like you can't see through it, but it, it's basically black fabric.
It's like what you'd see at like athletic fields, where it's like
Oh, okay.
solid but mesh kind of.
But that's on the galvanized fencing,
Yep.
but it's still a galvanized fence.
I believe so.
I think
Coat.
that one even said coat, or maybe coated too. And then the trees planted in front of that.
Is there anyone here to speak to this?
Yes, there is.
Please.
Scott Allen, AES Northeast, I have with me the owner applicant, Mr. Hoffman. And, yes, we were here back in June with sketch plan, and we did go to the county planning board at their August meeting, and which they didn't have a quorum, so there was no action taken there. So this plan, to mitigate the concerns that were voiced at the sketch plan review, we have shown on the landscape plan, 6 plantings, tree plantings along the Arizona Avenue, which we think will mitigate the visual concerns for traffic on Arizona Avenue, even though this is in an industrial area, as you know. So yeah, we've received the comments, the stormwater comments from the consultant for the town, and we are addressing those concerns as we speak. So with your approval tonight, we'll get the revised paper plan in and be set to go.
Thank you. You have questions?
I have a couple questions. Off of Arizona, wasn't there something being addressed to make sure that that driveway was a certain distance off of the intersection of New York?
Yes, and the driveway does comply with the DOT standards for separation from an intersection. That's on one of our sheets here. I'll point you to it, if you bear with me just a moment. And I think we addressed it in our narrative submission as well.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Yeah.
I believe it was part of your application packet, was a
Right.
document
Yeah, we cited the regulation and, we do comply with the separation distance.
Next question would be, so you're looking at that fabric with the, over a galvanized fencing, how's that being held to the fence or in kind of the life cycle of that?
If I may answer that.
Sure, go ahead.
We initially quoted a black fence material, so it's not a galvanized color, it'd be black.
So it'd be a
To
black
go with the
coated?
mesh, yeah. Yeah, so it would blend in better than a mesh with a black, or a galvanized with a black
Right.
mesh. It's black and black,
Agreed.
so it would be a much better, aesthetics and.
I'm not as familiar with that what kind of life cycle is on that mesh? How long will that last?
I can't answer that, I'd have to speak with the fence company.
Have you seen that before? Have you?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think Jess is right, it's like sporting.
But I think the landscaping plan will really provide more visual
Yeah.
screening than anything. And that's on CHS.
What are the trees that are being proposed for that?
I was just looking at that, you might ask that, let me get back to that sheet. It's on. Sheet CA. Calling for AR. Those are
Red maple.
Arborvitae's?
Acer
Well,
roof
Oh,
rub.
acers, okay.
red maples, basically.
Red maple?
Yeah, there's, they're 2.5-inch caliper when they're planted.
Okay.
And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, there's 7. Actually, there's 8 spaced along Arizona Avenue.
No, that's what I kinda wondering, why wouldn't there be one that's closer to, well, there is the 8th over there on Arizona, but there's a larger gap there towards that corner of the entrance from Arizona over to there, and it doesn't provide really the visual break going across. It winds up being, I kinda think a big opening. Is there a reason for that?
Well, if I may approach the screen. Yeah, so the first planting is here in front of this parking lot. Then you'll have the building, and then there's 3 along, well, 2 along New York Road, and then your first one on Arizona is here.
So it'd be like the other side of that driveway is kind of where I'm more concerned of just having that visual open so that your
Oh,
eye
this gap here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, right there, closer to the road by having one closer to the corner of where that fence is.
Yeah, I think, you know, what we're concerned about is sight distance as trucks pull out here on Arizona.
Okay.
Hate to put one right here that close to the intersection, but we do have 4, 5, 6, 7 along the,
Well, remember they
fence
grow
line.
too, so you're gonna have, you know,
Well, generally,
Over the
they
driveway.
usually put those on there so that it represents kind of like the crown of what that is going to be, not necessarily what the caliper is now.
And actually, let's see, the property line is out here. So these plantings will be right on the property line. So they're set back from Arizona quite a ways, so. You know, as you approach on Arizona, you're actually looking, you know, at this angle through here, it's in both ways. You're looking this direction, so between the fence and the trees, it'll be pretty well screened until you're, you know, right here in the front of the property. And of course, this is industrial here on the other side of the road, so it's just for the benefit of the traffic.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Scott, can I ask you a question that came up in the pre-meeting as well, just for clarity? The term junkyard came up, and I don't,
Junkyard.
right, which is a completely
How
different.
offensive.
No, no.
Well, there's some,
Speaking for Mr. Hoffman.
there's some
No,
businesses
it's
in
not.
town that tow and have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Maybe Mr. Hoffman could.
just for the record, I was just looking for some some clarity that,
We-
unlike a junkyard.
We
this is-
only store vehicles as long as we can legally, until we can legally get rid of them. There are certain laws that require us to hold vehicles much longer than we want to,
Mhm.
when they are abandoned, and it has to do with the value of the vehicle. But we do not stockpile vehicles, we try to get rid of them as fast as we can and as soon as possible.
So, and so you don't sell parts, you're not?
No, we just do towing, right now we just do towing, that's all we do. So-
And the reason that discussion came up is we have a local law for junkyards,
Sure.
and I was just describing that this use is different than that.
No, we wanna move the stuff out of here as quickly as we can. If it's not earning money, which that stored junk vehicle doesn't earn anything.
Yep.
So this is everything from cars to trucks to semis and?
Whatever we can tow, I mean, at this point in time, whatever we can tow right now is smaller. We're a light, medium duty tow company. So right now, that is, but the storage yard, the contractor storage yard, you know, the only vehicles that we're gonna store on there that are a result of us towing would be, wrecked cars until the insurance companies pick them up, which they pick them up fairly quickly. And then, if it's a police tow, like I said, by law, we're required to hold them for a certain amount of time if they're abandoned, but we try to get rid of them as soon as possible, so.
Do you do like winter parking van stuff in the city as well?
Yes, correct, yeah.
Jess,
Any
can you
other-
go back to the aerial for a moment? Are there sidewalks along that? I mean, I wasn't here for the
I think
June.
there's sidewalks along New York.
Cause in projects we've been asking or have been doing sidewalks, I don't see it on this, but I wasn't here in June, so I don't know if that was discussed or. Is that something we would consider?
I know there's sidewalks on at least part of New York Road, I just don't know if they go all the way past the railroad or not, or if they start after the railroad.
I don't remember
I feel like they
anything, I
started
come back
out.
there quite a bit.
And Tori, do you recall if there's a sidewalk in Arizona? I can't remember now.
Honestly, don't, I know there's a curve on New York.
Actually,
I think
you know,
New
there is
York
a
has some.
there is sidewalks on there. If you switch to Google Street View, you can confirm that.
It's just along the, what, the,
Both New York and Arizona. There are sidewalks. It's that integrated curved sidewalk, concrete gutter.
That might
As
be,
I recall.
yeah, but you don't have to have one on both sides, I don't think. Is there one on the other side?
There's definitely not, I don't think on both sides.
It looks like there might be one on the other side, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's just on New York Road, not on.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so,
Yeah.
Which
all
would
right,
make,
I'm looking at that's the concrete gutter. I
Which would-
apologize.
which would meet the requirement, it has existing sidewalks that serve the parcel
Mhm.
that's being developed.
There's also a pretty good chance that eventually when Arizona and New York Road get shrunk, because they're over
Mhm.
capacity, that new sidewalks will be going in a more narrow fashion than this, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was pretty certain we had the sidewalks in at least one corner because we've had to block off sidewalks because of the sinkholes way further down.
Gotcha.
I got one other question, just because, the plan that I see here. Are there flared ends for the entrance off of New York? Or is that? Or is it, what's the reason why that doesn't have the? You're mainly talking about a towing truck and then a vehicle, and then trying to make that curve.
Right.
Obviously, there is a drop with the sidewalks there for accessibility to ramp up and
I have the
down.
truck turn plan up, so
Yeah.
if you wanna look at the one on the screen.
Which sheet is that? That's what I was trying to turn to as well.
I mean, it's obviously on Arizona, but it,
Yeah, we did the turning radius radius plan, one of the
You don't
sheets.
really need it.
Oh,
is
yeah,
that-
it's
there
on-
it is up in the top right
Yeah,
hand
C
corner.
four, yeah. You see the turning movement, so we didn't need to flare the driveway.
So you're only coming in off of New York from the
Right.
airport side, basically. Okay.
Yeah, I think what happens with New York too, because it's so wide, you end up being able to make that motion
Mhm.
in New York before you even get to the driveway, yeah. But even if you're coming from the other way, 'cause it's got 2 lanes and a sort of a shoulder area.
What was the turning radius for what kind of vehicle was that, that you're looking for?
65-foot wheelbase,
Okay.
WB 65.
Okay, so that's for the entrance and the exit?
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions? If not, we'll proceed on to the public hearing. Open the public hearing. Is there anyone here to be heard for the public hearing? If not, we'll close the public hearing. And, I'd like to ask the staff to review the seeker part 2 and 3. If that's Jess, go Jess.
Alright, I will read through all of the items on part 2, and if you disagree with any of them being a small or no impact, please speak up. Will the proposed action create a material conflict with adopted land use plan or zoning regulations? Will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land? Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area? Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway? Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? Will the proposed action impact existing public or private water supplies or public or private wastewater treatment facilities? Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources? Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources, example given, wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, flora, and fauna? Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health?
Okay. So, moving on, like a motion to accept the seeker resolution 2645A.
So moved and move the reading.
Thank you, Jen.
Second.
Second. Thank you.
Debbie Blake,
Yes.
James Sherman,
Yes.
Sarah Kay,
Yes.
Joseph Krupka.
Yes.
I'd like a motion to accept resolution 2645B, please.
So moved and waive the reading.
Second.
I'll second.
Okay.
Debbie Blake,
Yes.
James Sherman,
Yes.
Sarah Kay,
Yes.
Joseph Krupka.
Yes.
Thank you very much, ladies
Thank
and
you.
gentlemen. We'll get the revisions back to you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Moving on to item number 3. It's
Sorry, I had a stroke when I made it.
Just a little one.
okay, so it's item number 2, is there item number 3? What is it?
It's item number 3.
It's item number 3.
Okay. 410 subdivision 2026, request for a 2-lot subdivision of an 88.9 acre lot, resulting in lot 1 being 86.9 acres of remaining land, and lot 2 being a 2.0 acre lot with an existing home. Located on Tom Miller Road with public water and public sewer, zoned T3C, tax map parcel number 206.1-15.1. Owner Irene Fortan Irrevocable Trust. Applicant Patty Davis, Surveyor Dean Lashway, seeker determination and detailed preliminary plan review. Take it away, Dean.
Sketch plan?
Yeah, hey,
Listen,
You're just using it from the last year.
I did,
She
that's
had
what
a
happened, I
small
used.
stroke.
That's the problem, I used the June presentation, which had Fortin first, Hopper second, because they were both from June.
So who gets the
Nate.
honor? Okay, Trevor, go for it.
Quickly, and then we'll hand it off to Dean,
Okay.
who's supposed to be camping.
I am.
Here we are along Tom Miller Road. You can see the large parcel in blue of the Fortin property. Zooming in, you'll see the subdivision that we'll talk about. It's basically creating a parcel for the house. And there's a nice image of the nice estate. And cold weather, Jess imported some snow for these photos. And here is the subdivision. The only real comment that I'll mention before Dean explains is, our only real comment was that this property has split zones. It's between the T3R and T3C, and we just request that that be identified on there because the lots, the future development of the lots could be impacted by that. What say you, Dean?
Basically, the detailed preliminary very closely mirrors what was submitted for the sketch. As far as a lot being created for the house, also the house lot, lot 2, and remaining lanes, lot 1. And it's just a minor change, addition to the map showing the division for the 2 districts. The only thing that I would probably want to ask Trevor is, and I had a chance to follow up, was on the zoning table for the T3R, was it, or whatever it is.
T3R is the farther back, T3C is along the road.
Which is correct, which is that area of the land closest to the road adjoining the Tom Miller Road, was, other than showing what's required, there's nothing really.
Right, because there's nothing proposed, so it's more for maybe the buyer, seller, and identifying it as 2 different zones.
But do you want me to update
I think you could put the zoning requirements
For that district?
in a table,
Okay.
and maybe not identify any specifics about the property,
Because
just
it's
what they
split.
are, yeah.
Okay, all right. So that was the only question I had.
I think that was kind of my comment, that any future development would have to conform to the district in which it's located. Because if you were in the lower part and you proposed a project that was totally in the T3C, the setbacks and everything would be the same that they'd be in the T3C. If you developed farther back on the property, they'd be T3R. So it's just kind of giving that indication for the future owner.
No problem.
And the just so you folks know, the line that splits this zone is almost the back of the property line. It's not too far beyond it.
Yeah, this.
Yeah, it's kind of in that zone.
Five,
I don't even know if we,
cutoffs
I don't know if we
or-
showed the zoning map for that. I don't think we put it up. No, we
You
didn't.
said it's where? Where's
He's looking at the end.
it's in the, what, first 100 feet or something like that?
No, it's about 500-foot offset in the road or
I
something.
think it's mostly, in most places either 500 or 200.
Yeah, it almost follows that tree line, but it's probably a little north of it.
Yeah, cause is that FW Web?
Yeah.
FW Web, the back of theirs is pretty much where it cuts off.
Yeah.
What is this building right there? The big building on the left hand
Here?
side? Yeah,
FW Web.
oh, okay.
Yeah, their back parking lot is almost in line with the zoning district.
Oh, okay.
That kind
Okay.
of cuts for us.
Mrs. Fortin herself, is she still alive? 102.
How what? How?
102.
All right.
She remembers when this was a dirt road.
Tom Miller?
Any questions from the board? Okay, if not, we'll open the public hearing. Is there anyone here to hear about this project? Yes? No? If there's no one here, we will close the public hearing. And I will ask Trevor to review the draft seeker part 2 and 3, please.
Okay, be happy to. The applicant submitted a seeker part 1 EAF completed. Staff will now read over the part 2. Please speak up if you think any of these potential items would have a moderate to large impact, or if you'd like to discuss anything else about these questions. Will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulation? 2, will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land? 3, will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? 4, will the proposed action have an impact on environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area? 5, will the proposed action result in an adverse change in existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway? 6, will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? 7, will the proposed action impact existing public or private water supplies, public or private wastewater treatment utilities? 8, will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources? 9, will the proposed action result in adverse change to natural resources, for example, wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, flora, and fauna? 10, will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? Or 11, will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health?
Okay. Moving on, I'm ready to call a motion to accept the seeker resolution number 2646A.
So moved.
I so second.
And,
Oh, and withhold the reading of the resolution.
okay, Sarah
And I'll second.
and Joe second.
Debbie Blake,
Yes,
James Sherman,
Yes.
Sarah Koenig,
Yes.
Joseph Krupko.
Yes.
and I'd like to have a motion to accept resolution number 2646B.
So moved and waive the reading.
Joe? And Jim.
Debbie Blake,
Yes,
James Sherman,
Yes.
Sarah Koenig,
Yes.
Joseph Krupko.
Yes.
Thank you,
and
folks.
if there's no more business, I'd
Back
like
to
to
camping.
ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there any
Dean,
more?
we're good.
Do we need a second?
Oh, you are a fish creek?
We need a second?
Second. Very good.